The Seattle Sounders concede their first goal at home, and they also concede their first loss at home. That is to the Sporting KC 2-1 loss here. And yeah, it was one of those losses. The Sounders really came out, I think, I would say flat a little bit, and it wasn't from, them wanting to play well, but it really was about there were too many changes. And give credit to Brian Smetzer, as he always will take the blame. And he said, hey, I'm going to show you that video where he says, hey, you know what? Maybe I had too many changes. And so in that regard, players really weren't comfortable or weren't sure what they should play. I'm paraphrasing in terms of that, but sometimes you can make too many changes, and he was trying to make sure that he put the players in the right position. Obviously, it didn't go well. Let's go to the video. Brian Smetzer. We're also going to hear from a couple of the players, Reed Baker Whiting, and also Obed Vargas, just the young guns who got a chance to play today, just talking about their experience and how they move on from a tough loss.
So I want to address right away Nuhu, because I know I was a little vague at times about his illness, but we've cleared things with doctors and Nuhu himself. So the unspecified illness was actually malaria, and we don't know exactly where he picked it up, maybe on his international duties, but that was the illness. He's been treated and he's fine. The medicine works fairly quickly, the appropriate medication. And it is a serious condition. I mean, even the word is kind of scary. I saw your reaction, Maz, when it came out of my mouth, and that's the way we felt. But we expect him to make a full recovery. There are some concerns with malaria, though, about enlarged spleen. That can be one of the side effects of the illness. And so we are monitoring that closely. And as soon as that issue is resolved, he will be returned to full participation. He can still run and jog on the side, but just no contact until that issue is resolved.
Awesome.
Brian, obviously disappointing loss. What can you tell us about the locker room and what your thoughts are in terms of how the team started?
Sure. Obviously, as a coach, you got to take some responsibility there. When I reflect on it, the immediate reflection, Maz, was, we made changes on both halves of the field, kind of, because we pushed Alex over to the left and brought Reed on at the back, and then I changed the front guys, their shape, their formation. Had I had to do it over again, I would have only changed one of those two components. Either keep the front the same, move the back, maybe keep the back more solid with Alex and Cody, and then you could change the front. I think that was too many changes in the makeup of the team, and so I thought you saw it. I mean, Alex wasn't comfortable over there on the left. The two goals that we gave up, so if I had to do it over again, I might change some things, but we made some adjustments at halftime. I think those worked. I thought Montero came on, did a good job. Cody came on, did a good job. Tevez came on, did a good job, and we were close. I mean, one more bit of quality, one more chance. Maybe the result goes to 2-2, and who knows after that.
Sure, Mark.
I mean, just like kind of run over like the standard that we try to hold for ourselves, and it wasn't good enough, and now we have to go out there and really play how we want to play if we want to get something from this game. And I think the second half was a lot better, but obviously we weren't able to overturn the 2-0 that we started off.
Losing is just part of the, you don't want to lose, but how much as you're learning, do you take this game and then stay with it and then let it go, and like you say, get ready for another opportunity on Wednesday?
I think maybe it's a good thing that we have a game 2 days until our next game, that it doesn't give us a chance to put our heads down. We just go straight into another opportunity, and so we're in tomorrow. We'll watch the video and take what we can from it, get the regen done, and then we're straight into another match day -1, where we have a really good chance to keep going in the Open Cup, where we've had a lot of success historically. So I think it's gotta just get back right to it.
That second goal really got us in. It was like counterintuitive, we were going, and then we would take another goal, and so kind of kind of hurt. But after we took that first goal, I think we were still fine. Like, it's one goal only, and we just need to be patient and disciplined.
Did they press more than normal in terms of, or was it just their opportunity when they had the counter break?
I don't think they pressed us that much. You know, they saw them sit back in their own half, especially the second half. They literally sat in half of their half and just defended. So I wouldn't say they pressed us that much.
Counter press, I guess, is what I'm saying. They sat back and then waited for that pass and then counter press.
Yeah, I mean, you saw they had a couple chances. Like one, Johnny Russell, I think, was like 1v1 with Jackson. The one I had to come back and clear on the box. You know, they were playing that game. And it worked, I guess.
What was the conversation at halftime to kind of try and turn things around for y'all?
I mean, we had tactical changes, but mostly he just wanted us to be disciplined and get the first goal, which we did, but it still wasn't enough. Like I said, he just wanted us to be disciplined, more disciplined than we were in the first half, wanting to occupy the spaces that we had trained in. We probably weren't doing in the first half, so he just wanted us to go back to what we were supposed to be doing and just see where it would take us.
You talked about intercepting the pass. Is that something you've worked on in terms of reading the game a little bit more that's come natural for you now?
Yeah, I think something I've worked on in training and just like shifting with the team and seeing the passing lanes, being able to cut them off and prevent those passes into the 9 as best as possible. Obviously, I'm going to cover every pass because I'm not a machine just going back and forth, but yeah, I try to do my best in cutting those passing lanes.
Yeah, there you heard it. So you heard from Smetzer, Reed Baker Whiting, and also B. Vargas, just talking, as I said previous to the videos, just, lessons learned in terms of that. And up next for the Sounders, they will then take on the LA Galaxy on Wednesday, which is a U.S. Open Cup. And after that, a week from today, they take on the Houston Dynamo on the road. So if you're looking for like my takeaways on this, I did talk about, too many changes a little bit, but I also thought that the Sounders, their inability to get the ball in the middle, some sustained possession was the key. A team that had been winless coming in, you gift them that goal and then they're gonna stay back. That's exactly, and then when they got that second goal again, it was over just in terms of Sporting packing the middle. Now, all credit to the Sounders. Smetzer made some changes in terms of Montero came on, and I think that changed things, and he moved Rodan back to the comfortable side, and it did open up. They stayed wide, and Morris kept on cutting in, and what it enabled to do was space in the middle, and what happened was Nicholas Ladero converted on the penalty kick. And it's one of these, where do you want to take this? Do you want to, the sky is falling? No, I think this is a lesson learned for the Sounders. It's a long season, and Brian Smetzer talked about this. He said, hey, you know what? This is a work in progress. And so that's exactly what this is. But, there's no kind of sugarcoating it. The Sounders lose to Sporting KC 2-1. For the CascadiaSports.net Sounder post-game report, I'm Asvita Maraire.